Well, Oran, the fine win and ugly, and I'd say that's a fair reflection today.
Yeah, big 3 points, and we knew coming here today, and I knew all week, probably from Tuesday onwards, how tough it was going to be today. Not only that Warrenpoint have improved massively, there's a lot of investment there. They have a lot of players coming up from the south and of good standard, and they showed that the last time we played them, and they showed it again today. Add to that, through no fault of anybody's, that it was our fourth game in 12 days and their first game in 11 or 12 days. The big thing that probably was concerning me coming into the game was that of freshness more than anything else. Where we're playing a game every 3 days at the minute, and it's not their fault that a couple of games called off, but the way that it fell, their first game back was against us, and we knew that would make it tougher as well. And I just felt today we needed something to hold on to at the start to try and make sure we had enough to see the game out, and thankfully we were able to do that.
And a brace from Curtis Allen, which takes his goal tally to Corey into 50 goals, and again, he's banging form.
He is, and we've all stood out here doing these interviews afterwards, and Curtis is legging it up and down there to get the work in afterwards, because he has been an unused sub, or maybe only played 10 or 15 minutes, and he's worked tremendously hard all summer and beyond to get himself, after a horrific injury, back to a good level of fitness again. And with that, the final thing he was lacking for the last couple of months was games. With no reserve games or no way of playing any fixtures, it's been a frustrating time for him, and we've probably had to use minutes in competitive matches to try and get him up to speed and fit. And there's times it's gone well, there's times he's maybe played 60 and come off and been frustrated, and it's all been part of the process, nearly like what a pre-season would look like, to try and get him up to speed again. But big credit to him, because he's kept at it, he's worked hard, and I probably could have predicted this a couple of weeks ago. I just felt I've seen enough in training where you're going, hoof, there's all of a sudden there's this wee edge and this wee sharpness again, and he's starting to bang in and finish the way that you've seen him finish before. And to be fair, I think it's been on the cards, and they've been four cracking finishes, and a great week to do it.
And Gareth Dean saving in the second half. Wow.
As good a save probably as I've seen at the Showgrounds in a long time, or a passage of saves, the double save. And it's well documented that we're in a decent run at this point in time, but I'd also like to document that, yes, Curtis gets plaudits today and everything else, but I think Gareth's done that in three or four of the games in relation to the last couple of months. All games where it's been 1-0 or 2-1 or whatever else, when it's been in the melting pot, and he keeps pulling out these big saves which we need, and he'll say his job, and he's a humble guy, and I still feel there's more to come from him. I still feel he'll just get better and better and better with the games that he plays. But what, as you say, what a double save today, and I'm delighted for him.
And a big boost as well, seeing Ben Dockery back in the pitch.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think every player hates injury. The only godsend with Ben's injury was it was an upper body injury, which meant very quickly after the operation, he could get back out training and working and sprinting and doing all the movements that he needs to do to keep himself in a decent level of fitness. So with that, it's brought the timescale of the injury down quite a bit, and he's got the okay in the last couple of weeks there. We've gone gently with him in the last couple of weeks, but to be fair, when it gets to that point, I generally just leave it to the player, that final part, rather than physio or anything else. And we trained here on Thursday night, and he was straight over to me at the end of training, walking in and says, "Oran, that's me, I'm ready." And when a player does that, then to me, he knows his own body better than anybody, and I was music to my ears. I was delighted to hear those words.
And I put it down here on Tuesday. We drew from the last time, and we want to be getting 3 points this time.
Yeah, it was. I think that day we were really good. First 50, 60, we'd probably had quite a few chances in the second half to go and put it to bed. Didn't, and then to be fair to them, they hung in and scored a really good goal. So we know how tough the games against them have been this season, and it's important now that we charge up the batteries again, and try and go and get an R3.